So, as you're coming to begin and to come and settle down onto your seat, I want you to find something that has a little bit of height and support to it, a pillow, a book, something like that, and just take it and place it right under your tailbone to give yourself some height and to allow yourself some support under your seat. Nice. So from here, we'll close our eyes. We'll let our shoulders sink down the back. And we'll just bring our awareness to our breath. Feeling the belly rise and fall on the inhale and the exhale. And just allowing yourself to come and flow into that sensation. Feel the movement in your spine. Feel the flow of the breath as it comes in and goes out. Feel the flow of energy in your body. And just come to a state of allowing, a state of reflecting, a state of mindfulness, and a state of relaxation. Nice. Just breathing with a normal breath. I want you to bring your awareness to the center of your body. So imagine a line going from your belly button straight through to your spine. And imagine that center point in the body from that direction. And then laterally, so going from rib to rib on each side of your body, imagine another line going in that direction. And all meeting at a central point. And I want you to imagine expanding from that central point. I want you to imagine your seat rooting down to the ground, rooting down to the earth, pulling and rooting you firmly down and supported. While at the same time, I want you to imagine the crown of your head moving towards the sky and helping to expand and lengthen your back like an accordion. So your tailbone's rooting down in one direction, and then your crown is lifting up in the opposite direction. And just noticing these opposing forces that help to keep you balanced. Now, at the same time, I also want you to imagine that you're being pulled from the sides of your ribs in these two opposite directions at the same time. So noticing that force of energy. And then imagine all four directions happening at once, rooting down, lifting up, and expanding and opening out. And here you'll open up your shoulders and then let the shoulders drip down the back. Nice. Now let's bring our hands to the heart center. we'll take a deep breath in, filling up the lungs, filling up all of that space that we just created in our spine and our back. And exhale, let it go, completely release. Again, filling up the lungs with air, filling up the belly, deep breath in. Exhale, release and let it go. Nice. We'll take another deep breath in this time for Om, filling up everything, feeling that expansion and that openness. Beautiful. So then we'll open our eyes and we'll lift our hands up towards the sky. We'll interlock the fingers and then we'll turn the palms to face up. And again, feeling that expansion, feeling that stretch, being rooted down and supported, yet growing and expanding. And we'll exhale, we'll bring our fingertips down to the mat and let the shoulders drip down. Nice. So we're going to take that left hand, reach the left hand up towards the sky, and then stretch over towards the right. And then we'll switch. Feeling that full expansion, that full extension, all the way from the hips to the fingertips. And then we'll release. Nice. Let's do one more time on each side. Feeling this stretch. And then again on this side. And then we'll release. So if you're sitting on a block, let's move that out of the way for now. Put it somewhere where you'll be able to access it easily later on. And we're going to come on to our hands and knees. Coming into tabletop position. So what you want to remember here is that you want to be careful with your wrist. So instead of putting the weight onto the palms of your hand, which are going to put a lot of pressure onto the wrist, I want you to slightly adjust, move your shoulders a little bit forward, and focus on putting the weight in the tips of your fingers. That's going to help alleviate some of the pain or pressure that you're feeling on your wrist. Perfect. And then from here, pressing into the palms, pressing into those fingertips, coming into our cow-facing pose. And then we'll exhale, arching the back, looking down between the hands, coming into our cat. Again, inhale, chest forward, chin up, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding, looking between the hands, coming into that cat back. And just take this flow for a few moments. Just going at your own pace. Taking the breath with you as you flow. Nice. Go a few more times. One more cat back. And we'll come back into a neutral flat back. Perfect. From here, let's step that right leg back, So let me move up a little bit so you can see that, my foot. Okay, so your right leg is back and your toe is on the ground. And then we're gonna shift our weight so that we begin to press that right heel down towards the mat. And you're gonna feel that stretch in the calf. And just breathe into that for a few moments. And then let's switch to the left. Now you'll feel that stretch in the left calf as that left heel begins to sink towards the mat. And then coming up back to center. Again, bringing that right foot back. And then the left back. And then back to center. This time we're gonna bring that right foot back again, but this time it's gonna be off the ground and the foot's gonna be flexed. And you're really gonna be focused on two different things. You're gonna be focused on pressing that back foot back and really engaging that leg. And then if you notice that if you're leaning to the left a bit, I want you to bring yourself back up and centered so that you're not leaning to the left. So you want to be even with the hips and the knees. And then press that foot back. Nice. And then bend the foot. And I want you to lift that foot up as you shine your heart and chest forward. And then as you exhale, bringing the knee towards the head and arching the back. Again, inhale, heart open, pressing the foot up. And exhale, arching knee to head. One more time, lifting that foot up, pressing, shining the heart forward. And then exhale, knee to head, and we'll place it down. And then we'll switch sides. This time the left leg comes back, flexing that left foot, pressing that left foot back, making sure you're not leaning too far to the right, balancing here for a few moments, remembering your breath, remembering to flow with your breath. Nice. And then we'll bend that left knee with the foot flexed. We'll lift that leg up and shine the chest and heart forward. And then we'll bring the knee to the head as we round the spine. 2 more times, lifting that leg up, flexing the foot, shining the heart and chest forward. 1 more inch. And then exhale, arch the back, knee to your head. 1 more time, lifting up that left leg. And then exhale, arching the back, bringing the knee to the head. And then we'll put that leg down. And we'll come and we'll meet in a child's pose. We'll take 3 breaths here. Nice. And we'll come back onto our hands and knees. We'll walk our hands forward a bit, spread the fingers. Remember to putting that weight into the tips of our fingers. We'll lift our knees up off the ground. And we'll come into our downward facing dog. So use this time to pedal out your feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. Nice. And then I want you to walk your feet towards your hands and meet at the top of your mat in a forward fold. And just let yourself hang down low. Bend your knees as much as you need to, bringing the weight into the toes more so than the heels. Nice. Just let gravity take over. And then begin to walk your hands around in a semicircle. Nice. Coming back to center and pressing into the feet as you slowly come up to stand, bringing the hands up with you, and then exhale, bringing the arms down by the side. Nice. Inhale, arms up, go back, and then exhale, bend the knees, come forward. Inhale, coming into a nice flat back. And then exhale, plant the palms down and come and step back to your plank pose. Drop down the knees. Untuck the toes, bend into the elbows and dropping down the chest and chin onto the mat. Scoot forward and let your legs come back, coming into cobra. And just feeling the extension and expansion of your spine. Feeling the pelvis root down to the mat as you lift your back and spine up. And then see if you can take your hands off the ground and then put them back down. And we'll push back. We'll come into a child's pose for just one breath here. And then back up. We'll come and we'll find our downward facing dog again. From here, we'll walk the feet towards the hands. Coming into a halfway lift. Exhaling to fold forward. And inhaling, we'll rise up to stand. Hands down by the side. Breath in, come up, look up, go back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming into our halfway lift. Exhale, we'll plant the hands down. We'll step back to our plank. We'll drop the knees, bend the elbows, drop the chest and the chin. Scoot down, and we'll come up to our cobra once again. Lifting the hands up, and then we'll release it back down. And then from here, we'll make our way back to our downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs here. Bend the knees, look towards the hands. And then we're going to step that right foot forward. We're going to drop that left knee down, untuck the toes, and we're going to lift up, expanding, extending our fingertips up towards the sky. And then we'll bring our hands to heart center. We're going to take this left forearm and we're going to twist towards the right. So bringing your hands onto your heart like they're glued there, and then opening up, expanding. Nice. And then back to center. Bring the hands down to frame the foot. Walking that right foot out towards the right. Grab onto your block or whatever you have supporting you. Bring it right onto the inside of your feet. And we're going to bring our forearms down into a lizard pose. So you can relax here onto the block. You can come all the way down to the floor, or you can even stay up on your hands. So whichever option is best for you is the one that you should choose. And we'll be here for about a minute or so. Just allowing the hips to sink down into the mat. Being mindful of the movements of your body, of the breath. And we'll come back up onto the hands. We'll move the block out of the way. And from here, we'll step back to our plank. And we'll lower down, dropping the knees, bending the elbows, dropping the chin and the chest. Scooting forward for our cobra. And we'll press back again into that downward facing dog. Bending the knees here as much as you need to, pedaling out the feet, feeling the chest coming towards the thighs. Nice. This time we're going to step that left foot towards the top of the mat between our hands, dropping that right knee down, untuck the toe, lifting ourselves up. And we'll bring our hands to heart center. We're going to bring this right forearm towards that left thigh, twisting open towards the left. Opening up here. And we'll come back to center. Bringing those arms up. And then placing them onto the inside of that left foot, walking that left foot out towards the left. Grab your block or support. And just make your way down onto your forearms or in whatever position that you did on the other side. And again, just taking a moment to sink into the hips. We'll be here for another minute. And we'll come back up onto our hands. We'll set our block off to the side. And from here, we'll take that left foot, step it back, our plank, drop the knees down, bend the elbows, bring down the chest and the chin, and then slide forward for our cobra. Hands off the mat, pressing the toenails into the ground to lift yourself an inch higher. Plant the hands, and then press back into your downward facing dog. Nice. And from here, drop the knees, bring the toes together, and we'll come to rest in child's pose. We'll come on to our hands and knees now. And this time, we're going to take the right hand, right arm, lifting it up towards the sky. And then we'll thread our arm, right arm under the left, bringing that right shoulder down. And if you'd like, you can walk this left fingertip forward. Nice. Walk this left hand back under you, and then lift this right hand and right arm up, placing it back down. This time the left arm comes up, looking up towards those left fingers, and then we'll thread that left arm under the right, making sure that the shoulder is down, and then we'll walk this right hand forward. And then bringing this hand back under us, lifting the left arm up, and bringing it back down to the mat. Nice. From here, let's cross our ankles, and then let's find our way down onto our back. So laying down on your back, I want you to walk your feet in so that your fingertips can touch your heels, pressing into the forearms, lifting your pelvis up towards the sky, lifting the hips up towards the sky, coming into bridge pose. And then we'll release it down. And then let's hug ourselves in, giving yourself a nice deep hug. Squeeze it tight, 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 tight. And then we'll release. We'll come into a final resting pose of Shavasana for about a minute. Just allowing yourself to relax here and just taking as much time as you need here. Just relaxing, just letting go, just using this time to connect with your inner self, to connect deeply with your own awareness, and reflect and consider everything that comes up for you at this time. Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome to continue to lay here as long as you need. Otherwise, you may go on about your day. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Camille with Yogini Transit, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.